Episode 63, the Happy Podcast. We are going without Chris Randolph. He is in Iceland. Filling in for him today is Noor.
Oh shit, are we recording? I was listening to a funnier podcast on my AirPods. I don't know. Okay. Well, we're here. Happy podcast. Yeah. All right.
I was at a job site today where we had a concrete driver, and it was a African gentleman, and my white foreman was getting very upset that he kept trying to tell him like where to drive. Yeah. And he had the headphones, and he's like, "God damn!"
You mean like African or African American? Or is it
African American?
Okay. No, because African gentleman conjures a different image. Like, where are we going? You know, I'm sorry.
No, that was the concrete tester.
Well, yeah. I guess it's the Happy Podcast. You guys discuss what you did during the week, as opposed.
Yeah, as opposed to bits.
As opposed to doing bits.
How many bits do you have?
I got some prepared bits, but really? I also fuck. Shit. I bit the inside. Can I tell you guys something? I have a really big teeth, really sharp teeth. I would say
sharp.
I feel like my teeth are too big for my mouth.
Huh.
This isn't a bit.
How did you come to that?
Because like my teeth are really sharp. If you ever touch them, every time I go on a date with a woman, I have them touch my canines.
Oh really? They're like, wow, how masculine.
How masculine.
God, you could protect me.
Yeah. Well, I could bite people.
Do you figure that out after sucking all their dicks?
After sucking all their dicks, yes. They were like, yes, I like a nice toothy blowjob. Yes.
Maybe it's like you have a bigger mouth and you could see all your teeth. Like, I have a very tiny mouth. I do. I don't have a big. I don't have big. It's like a little butthole.
You ever? I
think that's why my voice is so high.
You know, speaking of tiny mouths, can I tell you a story that I had? This is a story that because I do bits, right?
Yes.
I don't do stories.
I love your podcast.
But I would like to do one story. Speaking of like African gentlemen and mouths, back when I was younger, like I used to go to the library a lot, right? I used to go to.
That's a great way to get. I love how you get into a story. Another.
So like back when I was younger, I used to go to the library a lot because I didn't know how to talk to people. Yeah. I still really don't. Like, I'm not giving you eye contact. I'm looking at a point
right in the eye.
Yeah, I'm looking at a point right in the center of your brain. You know what I mean? That's what I'm doing. But like, so I was at the library, and this African gentleman, actually from Africa, he came up to me and he just talked to me for an hour. And he goes, after the hour, he's like, "Yo, I will not lie to you. I will not lie to you. I thought you were gay." Because I'm like, "Why would you think this?" He's like, "Yeah, because you're at the library reading books." You know what I mean? And then he told me, no, this is a true story. And then I'm like, you're at the library. I'm like, yeah, I like to read. And he's like, oh, yeah, I was hitting on you. I was like, oh, because not only was I a dumb nerd, I was also like autistic. Yeah. I didn't even know. And then he talked for another hour. And this time it was like overtly
why
sexual.
Are you gay?
Yeah, it was like it was kind of like
1 hour conversation.
I was like, why are you gay? But I was just like, no, I'm still a dumb nerd. I don't want to have sex. I don't like
that. Saying has ruined talking to African people. Whenever you hear somebody with an African accent, you always think, why are you gay?
Why are you gay?
Why are you gay?
Wait, he was trolling for dick in the library?
You'd be surprised.
Huh? Was that the story?
That was the story, yeah.
He was trying to fuck you?
Yeah.
Oh, that was just weird.
That too.
Fuck him.
Yeah,
really?
That too, yeah.
But said, why are you not gay?
Yeah, why are you not? No. But so I just took the compliment and moved on. But yeah, that's a story that I've always wanted to do.
That's interesting.
Wait, if you think about it, every stack in a library is basically a glory hole waiting to happen.
You would have to have a very long dick, though. You know what I mean? Have you seen how wide library shelves are? The only way to get a blowjob in a library through the shelves is to have a 1 1-inch dick. You know what I mean? And by that time, I don't think you're allowed in many libraries. You know what I mean? You're like around the children. You got to go through the children's section. And you're like,
oh, maybe that's where they're scoping out. That's why they're there.
But yeah,
that's funny. A gay African guy came up to you and trying to fuck you at a library.
Well, that's not the only time. Like
he must have been so excited to immigrate here. I assume he like grew up in Africa.
Yeah,
he's probably like, man, once I get off I'm heading straight to the library.
I imagine it's very hard to be gay because like you remember Pasta Dr. Martin Sempa. You remember that guy who was like. He was the guy who was showing like all the gay stuff to the people in Uganda. He's like, we do not want these sickness.
The poo-poo?
Yeah.
They eat the poo-poo?
Yeah, they eat the poo-poo, that guy. But it's like, it's very hard. It's like, he's going off on Obama for introducing homosexuality in this region of the land of Africa. But I don't know.
You're nailing that.
Yeah. No. I could do a better one, but the lights have to be off.
Fantastic.
I said I could do a better one, but the lights have to be off. I don't know. You would love him. He's the He was like, and they take drugs to enjoy it.
They take grats.
You know what? Because because he was showing like a group of men in Uganda fisting. Yeah, and then it was like they take.
Wait, so he did a lot of.
They taught the.
He was like, I have done a little research. I'm not doing bits. This is exactly your. I have done a little research in homosexual pornography. I don't know.
I've done research.
The fisting.
Yeah, it was. He was like, if there are no children here, and he goes, "Osafahlasaham." I don't know. That's what he says. Can we? Do you guys got any bits? You guys got any bits?
Do I have any bits? No, I told you that I told your bit today to a 60-year-old, 67-year-old. He's born in the 50s, and he liked it. And he got upset that he tried to joke right after and it did not land.
Oh yeah, no. That's a funny thing with like, if you ever tell anyone outside of comedy, like they tell you, dude, you do a joke and they try to riff and they bomb. I'm like, man, I've been there. You know what I mean? This feels like I'm Greg. You know what I mean? You guys ever bomb a conversation? This is listen. I know you're sensitive, Greg. This is done in good spirits. All right, don't kill yourself.
Most bringing up Greg. Hell yeah, we haven't seen Greg in a while. I think he's been ignoring us just not to get it.
I read
mentioned on the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh my God. He used to hit me up for rides, and now he doesn't. What the hell?
So
I miss you.
Yeah.
I ran into Greg. I was sitting at Max's Tap House. Greg, Teddy, and Parker roll in. I'm like, the fuck are you guys doing here? It's not a cool story. That's
you should start the story with that.
Okay, Brandon.
Okay.
No need for interruption then.
No. I don't know. I'm not one for rules. But new rule: if you're gonna interject after a riff, you have to start off by saying this is not a cool story, and then I could because I was like, all right, something. Would one of them explode?
What happened last time? You said interesting story. And he said it. You're like, that wasn't interesting.
Yeah, no. You know, he said
it was fun.
Yeah,
fun
bombing.
Fact.
I think bombing a fact is hilarious.
Bombing
you know?
a fun fact.
This was not fun. Can I get my money back, please? It was just like,
no refund.
Oh, I think like after you do comedy, this is like a comedy podcast, right? After you do comedy, you start thinking of things in like bombing and killing terms or whatever.
Yes.
It's like bombing a conversation.
I've always had that though.
Yeah.
I always wanted to kill conversations. Yeah. Something that would always, like my mortal enemy growing up is like I'd try to tell a joke to a couple people, and then if one of them wouldn't listen, that would just kill me.
Yeah.
There's one funny story where I was telling like it was like a Gilbert Gottfried joke. It was something I was telling like a big group of people. And right before the punchline, this guy just turns around and like points to something and took everyone's attention. I was like, oh, this is devastating.
Wait. So you grew up on a farm, right?
It's
kind of
compared to people that grew up on farms. No, I grew up on a little farm.
It
was only 3 acres. We grew up around farms.
Yeah. So the chickens, the chickens, they must have really like
roosted.
No, I was saying like every time they cross a road, they never mind. It's a reference to. I bombed.
No, we're more of a
I just did what Brandon did. Never mind. All right. you guys like bits? Am I talking too fast? Because people say I talk too fast. I speak
maybe
too fast.
A little bit.
All right, I'll slow down.
It's all you, and I'm having trouble keeping up.
All right,
speaking of the farm, I grew up around rednecks that can talk like instead of guys like, "Hey, what up, motherfucker? How the fuck you?" It's hard to do that without saying.
It's funny. I grew up around like Bangladeshi rednecks because the dialect that I speak, I once spoke it around like I was talking to my mom once, right? And I don't know if you guys know Tyler, right?
Yeah, it's Tyler Block.
And then so. Tyler doesn't speak Chitta going in, but to him, he was like, it sounds like beep, 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 like that. Like Morse code. I was like, no, it's just the dialect that we speak. Like even when I speak it around regular Bengali people, they don't get it because it's like, it's a fast dialect. But on top of that, I'm a little spurgy, you know what I mean? So that I speak even faster.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's like that.
Do you have any jokes in Bengali? How about Bengali bits?
You guys want a Bengali bit? This is like the equivalent. You guys ever heard of guess what?
Yeah. What?
Chicken butt, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the equivalent of that in Chittagonian. You go, someone says etaki.
Etaki.
When it comes.
No, you say etaki.
Etaki.
Gi. So that's basically like. It's a joke you tell a 4-year-old. But it's basically, it means, what's this? And you say, because ki means this, and ghee is like butter. You know what I mean? Clarified butter. You go, it's butter. It's butter. It's funny. Okay.
Hell yes.
If you're 5 years old and you've never seen breasts, it's very funny.
Huh? What if you're 26?
He's like, oh, yeah, I've never seen breasts. Why is it funny to me?
Wait a second.
New assignment.
I've been pulling off this
Write a
charade.
bit in Bengali, like an adult bit in Bengali.
Yeah, then you can tour all the Bengali clubs.
Well, I think the thing about Bangladesh is that, like, because half the jokes, I always feel weird because, like, I'm kind of pseudo-anonymous, but, like, now, I know this airs on the internet or whatever, and sometimes Bengali people might look at it, but in Bangladesh, you're not, like, talking about sex, and, you know, half that stuff is like, oh, I'm gay, this guy's gay, you know, gay. Like, if they actually take that seriously, you're like, it's like on site with you when you go back. They're like, are you gay?
It's on site.
It's like, fuck you, you gay. I was like, no, it's a joke. It's irony. Have you guys heard about this? You know about this? You know about irony?
That's like, I don't know. You see like videos of Indian guys, like Bengali is close to India, correct?
It is.
And I like, you try to see them be funny. I see all their like TikToks and everything, and I don't know, the sense of humor isn't quite there. It'll be like them.
The caste. It's a caste system.
Yeah,
because they're all in caste, right? And they can't, it'll be hard to laugh with your ribs. All right, never mind.
They break them. Right?
Yeah. Okay, that's a good technical joke, as some would say. I don't say that anymore. No one, don't ever accuse me of saying that.
We all think it now.
Well, you know what's funny about that? I used to say it's a good technical joke, and I got such kicks out of it. But apparently, some people didn't fucking like it, so I don't do it anymore. But it's just like, it is pretty.
Well, I think
gay,
it's something that people can pick at.
Yeah,
it's a unique thing that it's like kind of like a catchphrase, and some people can just mock it.
One of my things was like, I'm just gonna come up with a new catchphrase every single set. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because I've been saying. No, you gotta go. All right, never mind. All right, wait.
That's amazing.
I thought about this recently. I was thinking about doing puns off of like dating apps, right? Yeah. So I thought of a couple. So I was like, hey, here's my idea for an Indian dating app. Tinder. I don't know. Or rape, but never mind. How about this?
I like the second one.
You like the second one? Yeah. But it would be like if you knew Indian names, or like it would be like Sukhwinder. You know what I mean? But never mind. So, but how about this?
I'm so uncultured.
I'm gonna name my first child Sukhwinder.
Sukhwinder. Am I talking too much?
You are talking a little fast. I'm having trouble keeping up.
I'll slow down. That's because
you got to do your black scent that way.
I'll put it down. Yeah, I can't be doing black accents anymore because of
somebody stole your bit.
Possibly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think he watches this podcast.
No, but
Michael Scott. No.
He showed up to the mic up in Bel Air yesterday, and
it was closed.
So did I. And it was canceled.
He went all the way up there from DC. Damn, son.
Yeah, and apparently because
Scott.
Yeah, Scott. I got there and no one was there, and the bartender said, "Oh yeah, some guy was here. Yeah, he's a real big fan of yours."
Oh yeah, he's the greatest.
No, he's just referring to height, right? Because Scotton's tall.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. No, but I have a bit. I don't know what to do with it because I was literally outside mowing my lawn, and there was. I was breaking up a big branch that had fallen, and I decided to roll it into a bundle of sticks. And I thought, what word do you use when as an alternative to fag for a bundle of sticks?
I was just gonna say you roll it into a Scotton, but no, you rolled it into a grain. Never mind.
I didn't know where to go with it. It's the premise. All I had was a premise.
Skip that. That is so hacky.
It is
that
so
is
hacky.
bad. That's not a.
What you could do?
I literally made a literal.
Yeah.
You know what you could do? This is me theory crafting a joke. If you're doing crowd work, you get the names of everyone in the front row, and you pick. You pick a guy. You find a guy to pick on, and then you start with that. It's like, what word do I use? And then you use that guy's name. It's probably something like Mark. You know what I mean? But
my dad's name.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually. But yes.
The second you say bundle of sticks, it's already so known, and you set it up. I don't know. Work it out of the clubs. I guess work it out of the mics.
you know, so okay, am I slower now? I'll speak slower. How about this?
Yes, you got to give me time to keep up.
All right. You guys heard about the Port Comedy Club, right?
Yeah, I've heard of this.
So
never heard of it.
So there's a sign at the Port that says the Port Comedy Club, right?
Yes.
But one guy got off the stage when I was hosting, and he goes, "Oh, thank you, the Point Comedy Club." And then I went up and I was like, this is the Port, right? And he was like, "Oh shit, I misread it." I was like, but then I riffed. I was like, "Yes, we're the Point Comedy Club, where we make a lot of really good points." And then the rest of the night, I was like, yeah, that's a really good point, and I'd point to the sign.
You made a new catchphrase.
You know how a lot of people go, it's more of a comment, really.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good point, actually.
That is your technical joke. It's more of a comment, really.
Yeah, but no, that's a reference to Norm. I got to stop doing Norm references. I don't think anybody gets them.
Yeah.
2 people get them, and then everybody else is like, oh, I'm like, all right.
Who else could you reference?
If you know like Norman and Mark Norman and Joe List, you know, hey, I'm getting stuff like that.
Hey, AIDS. I have AIDS.
AIDS.
He's coming to Magoobies.
Praise Allah. I'm Kevin Hart.
Him.
Yeah.
Norman?
Yeah, I've never seen him in a club. Mark Norman.
Wait, you never seen Norman?
I've never seen. He's the only one I haven't seen. I've seen everybody I've wanted to see, besides obviously Norm Macdonald. He died, but I haven't seen like Dave Chappelle, and I haven't seen Mark Norman.
Dave Chappelle.
I want to see. Who the fuck do I want to see?
Bundle of Sticks.
No. I'm just gonna be a bundle of sticks.
Yeah.
All right. Very nice. Adding a lot to the conversation.
Wait. You just said I want to see and didn't say. I would like to see my father. You could have said that.
I would like to see Mark Norman again.
I've never seen him. I want to see him. I miss Chris. Chris is in Iceland hiking for 10 days. And I'm very scared that Chris's dad is going to be like, so this comedy thing, you're still doing that, eh?
Yeah. I thought he was going to say, so your mom and I are getting back together. And I'm like...
They make it to the top of the hill as well. Jesus.
Or like, is Chris's dad, is he by chance a homosexual? I don't know.
No,
okay, he's not. Okay, well...
Says the man.
Okay.
Says very
No, his dad came to our house and also came to the port once.
Yeah, Chris let that one lady up on stage.
Yeah.
Were you there for that? That was
possibly.
I saw the video.
Yeah, you guys like bits? Am I slower now?
No, please tell a bit.
Please tell bits.
Yes.
Oh, I had a story lined up, but who do I want to see? I wanted to see Joe List, but I was busy that day. IRL, the only person I actually want to see IRL is James Donald Forbes McCann. He's fucking hilarious.
When is I feel like he's Maryland should be on his map. Is he coming to the port?
He's coming to the port in October.
Really?
Yeah.
That's right when Mark Norman will be here.
Yeah.
I feel like all the good people come in the winter.
Yeah.
And they come when it's cold out.
I think when it's cold, like the fall and the winter are a good time for comedy because then you get to like huddle and laugh.
Well, I think people are interested in it.
Mm-hmm. Also,
like
cuffing season.
Cuffing season?
People are going on dates. They're like, oh, a comedy show. This is a great date idea.
Maybe I'll get laid.
Yeah.
Maybe I could have sex.
Yeah, I'm trying to get laid less actually from comedy. Ladies, stay away. I mean, men.
That's how you got to do it. I hate women, and I'm not trying to get laid. Please fuck me.
But it's like, what's a bit I want to do? Okay, these are teasers from a more funny podcast I was listening to earlier. You know what I mean?
The Bits podcast.
Is it a 3-minute podcast?
It's a micro podcast.
It's a micro podcast for people with micro penises. Okay, not JK or macro.
As opposed to foot fetishes, if you're looking for the micro penis podcast, please check out Bits. 1 bit for every inch.
1 bit for every inch. I must have a lot of inches then because I do 10 bits.
I got at least 5 bits.
5 bits. Hold on. Catchphrases. I like catchphrase comedy, but you know what I mean?
Yes.
Because I just think it's hilarious to be like, hamburger. You know that guy? Because, outside of hamburger, he's still a really good comedian. Yeah. He just chooses to say that because that's his, like, autistic fixation or something.
What's that one catchphrase I like that a bunch of comics do? Pull out your phone. Pull out your phone. Hey, follow me on Instagram.
That is a good catchphrase.
Man, it's crazy how many comics have that catchphrase.
Hey,
pull out your phone.
Type that into the Google, you know what I mean? And it's like, but bits.
Yeah,
bits.
This is an appropriate time to send a text message if you'd like.
Yeah.
This is an appropriate time to pull out your phone and not follow me.
My favorite thing is to pull out your phone and then pretend, do that. Oh yes, I'm doing stuff.
Yes. How do you spell that again?
Wait, you guys like bits? I took the Zen out. All right, so I'm not up here. I'm down here now.
The Zen makes you up there?
Well, because I was just...
You have 2 things.
Yeah.
You're freaking out.
Well, one's a 2 milligram Zen, which I call the pussy variety. And the other one is just regular as Zen.
Like 6?
The 3. No, if I do 6, I would be like, you know what I
Really?
mean? Yeah.
Have you ever tried the vapes?
Yeah, I don't. I hear there's like I hear China's putting like metal in there,
Ah, yes.
and it'll turn you communist.
Yes, they call it the Chinese vaccine.
They call it Chinese. That would be pretty funny if to get like kids vaccinated, they just started putting them in vapes. That would make a lot of sense, actually. Don't take this idea, Mr. CDC.
That was
I
the
think
greatest.
It's too late. AI is already warping that up into their next quarterly meeting.
But by AI, you mean actually Indian, right?
That is one of my favorite Nick Mullen bits. The people that are afraid of the vaccines, like, man, I just don't trust the science. Like, I don't know what they're fucking putting in there.
Yeah. Fentanyl.
That was a great bit. That and the Asian Ninja Turtle.
Hold on. You guys
What
like
if they
bits?
start
I got a
putting
bit.
in bird shit?
They start? They've always been doing that.
Birds aren't real, Brandon.
Birds aren't real?
You're a fucking goober.
I'm kind of off this week, if you can't tell.
I am too.
I like saying...
We brought in Mo to support the podcast.
Hey, I got bits for days, man. I have 500
I can
bits.
tell.
How about this? Oh,
It
yeah.
just says bits
It just says bits at the
1,000
time. Here's some cover art for my joke book.
Do you ever think what's going to happen when you run into Mark Norman? You guys are just going to reach a singularity.
Something like that has happened with another autistic comedian, and my friend was there. So this is outside of Magoobies. Rose Vineshank. I don't know if you guys know. She's a very funny comedian, but she's also autistic and very small.
And,
and then I just went up to her and we were just going.
The RPMs.
Yeah, it was insane. And my friend, he's kind of like he's a pretty normal guy. He's drunk a lot, but he was just like, it was another more drunk friend, but he has a job. So
Ew.
but he's just like he couldn't keep up.
Me?
Yeah, no. You weren't there then. This was like 3 years ago. And then like we would just speak really fast, and it's just like we got each other, and she's into anime and stuff and autism. But you guys like bits?
Yes.
I love bits. Oh, I have a bit.
All right,
Brandon, if this bombs, we're turning you down to a 4.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
It's better fucking hit.
This is an old bit of mine, so
Soft
you
landing?
might want to turn it down to 4 right now.
Just mute
You
it.
ever
Yes.
wear pants so tight you want to punch a complete stranger in the face? It's like a felony assault on my balls. Please turn me down to 4.
Jeez. All right, I'll bring it back up. I have a bit. I have a bit.
Mo could take this pod. It'll be okay.
I have a bit. So this is a bit that I'm planning on doing. How about this? You guys heard about the Secret Service?
Yes.
This is the Secret Service is they protect the president and the vice president, right? But when I was growing up, I always thought the Secret Service was who the president told secrets to. Like, hey, I'm a virgin. Or like, hey, I farted in the Oval Office. What do you guys think about that?
I like that. That's pretty funny.
I mean, I thought you were saying going somewhere with tight pants because I'm wearing tight pants. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They look much looser on Amazon, but when they showed up, they're just skinny pants.
Yeah,
and now I'm always fucking man spreading.
We're all not
Never
doing great.
trust my old bits.
This old house,
Yes.
this old bits.
This old house of mine.
I
I hate watching old videos. I watched my 6 months in Magooby comp. It was horrible. Were you around when I was still doing my Bic joke?
Yep.
That was the worst.
Well, could you do that?
I almost threw my phone the other night watching that.
Well, could you do that?
That bit?
Yeah, I don't.
I went to a tattoo shop and I asked him to tattoo the word penis on my dick.
Mm-hmm.
But my dick was too short. And they only tattooed the letters PEN, pen.
Mm-hmm.
So now I call it my Bic.
That's a good technical joke.
I heard that. I used to think that was like, this will get them.
Yeah.
This will get the Fells Point Tavern fucking Loyola team.
So my first bit that I actually did that was written in the joke book, right?
Yeah.
It was actually bits.
Was it really?
It was really
the first thing you ever
The first thing I ever wrote was just like, hey, I'm really nervous up here, which I wasn't. And I was like, do you guys mind if I manifest really quick? And then I go, hey, bits, pussy. My dad, and then I just
like, this works. I'll do this for 2 years.
I used to do that right in the middle of a set, right? But then I started. That was my first joke, and then I realized it was really good if it was ever going down to like win the crowd back. But then I'm just like, it's kind of old now, so I'll just call that the name of my secret podcast. But all right.
I've been doing jokes too long. I don't know. When you try to find, I've been doing Bill Cosby for it has to be 3 years.
I am so
It has to.
terrible at short jokes.
I wish I was good at long jokes. That's the thing.
I can't come up with quick, snappy shit. As you can
I like my new
see.
stuff. That fucking almost pussy stuff.
You should come on the podcast where there's constraints and you got to get things out in 3 minutes. Otherwise, you know what I mean?
Who's your first guest going to be?
Well, interestingly, I have a wait list of people. People are like, I want to. Yeah. Well, but what what I want to do. Okay, so what I really want to do is just like. It's just white text on a black screen, and there's no video element because I feel like that's a little overwhelming for me.
Yeah.
There's just gonna be like stuff that you're like you normally wouldn't do, or you're scared to do, or you want me to do, or like voices, like the African dude we were doing at the beginning of the podcast or whatever.
Yeah.
So or Nepalese, if you're into that.
Well, I think that's where the magic of Cumtown was, is that you didn't see them.
Yeah.
And so they could dive into these crazy characters of fucking. Uganda Shark Tank, you can live out that whole bit. It's like where I don't know. And here you'll probably get a line in and be like, I probably shouldn't be filming myself saying this.
Well, one thing that I like about you guys' podcast, it's something that I noticed is just like so. There's Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast, and then there's Cumtown, right?
Yeah,
and
we don't copy one of those at all.
Well, here's the thing. They both reached a singularity where it was like, what if retarded people could be gay? You know what I mean? at the same time. So I was just like, yes. They did. So this is it.
My God. Mr. President, get in there.
Yeah. So it was like I always feel like you guys are half Cumtown, half Matt and Shane's because you have like a Jewish guy that you bully. You know what I mean?
That's a whole secret here.
You got to.
You guys don't start giving away the secrets. Come on.
But then because you
we don't bully Brandon that much.
No, because you and Chris are a lot like Matt and Shane, and Brandon's a lot like Adam. But you guys don't have like fucking Nick. You know what I mean? Yeah. You guys are like a combo of like Stav.
All the greatest fat comedians.
But you need an autistic guy to be able to clinically bully Jewish people. You know what I mean? It's like surgical.
Say stuff that hurts.
I'm gonna get down on one knee. Will you be our autistic guy?
Yeah. We need a guy that can precisely get.
I mean,
we're a fourth person to attack Brandon.
I grew up in Brooklyn, so I know a lot. I'm very learned in this.
Learned.
I can take it. That's the thing. I don't mind at
Brandon's
all.
Great.
But
if anything, I kind of bring it on myself.
We start talking about bundles of sticks.
You do these stories that like go nowhere, and then you stop. You're like, hey, I have a thing, and then you just don't say it. And I was like, all right. Back to this.
That's drinking.
Because all right, but you guys like the Secret Service one?
Oh, yeah, that's pretty funny.
But I'm gay. Yeah, that is pretty good. I'm
I'm gonna come.
How about this? Or it's gonna be like, hey, Malia is not my daughter.
Michelle's got a dick.
Mike's got a fat, huge cock. Or something.
Mike's gonna fuck me in the elbow.
But it's like, so this next bit I was thinking for the secret pod was like, I was thinking, you know how like you go to the doctor, right? And the doctor's like, hey, do you have any allergies or whatever? And then you tell him, I'm actually allergic to intimacy. Every time someone talks about vulnerability, I cry. I shed tears, because that's like a natural. Okay. Because if you're allergic to things, never mind. It's too long. Never mind. Rewind.
Guys, is this what it's like to listen to me?
You can't do that. Yo, all my bits have. You can't say that to me. I was like, I have a fucking 80% hit rate with bits on this.
I had to.
Yeah, your KD over here is killing it. That's funny. I went back to that Harrisburg Comedy Zone. I'm sorry, the Savannah's place, the strip club. Yeah, it was rough. Yeah. It was rougher than when we.
Dude, when you should go to the strip club portion and then do bits on the strippers.
I was thinking about that. I don't know. I didn't want to go over there. I was with my lady friend, so I didn't want it. She would have been like, "Oh, let's have fun," and I'd be like, "Oh, I'm out of money." Yeah, that's how I feel like that's how it happens at strip clubs. That's my experience.
Well, could I do my strip club bit that I thought of at Savannah's?
Yes.
You guys might have heard this because I went to there. That was my first time going to an actual strip club, right? Yeah. And then Parker's like, "Hey, let's go to the strip club," and I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, and I was like, "Hey, the music's too loud. Could you turn it down?" And then the guy comes over. He's like, "Actually, legally, we can't turn the music down." And I'm like, yo, a strip club without music? No, that's just art. All right, yeah, never mind.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. Listen, this
what
killed.
strip club did you go to with Parker?
It was Savannah's.
Oh, you went back to Savannah's with Parker?
Yeah. This was about a month ago,
Is
and
it a good one?
No, there's a place where they do the mic, and then you can get in for if you know some people for kind of for free.
You know Dom.
Yeah. Dom Driscoll, friend of the pod.
I haven't
of the
been
pod,
to strip clubs in a long time. I used to go all the time.
I only ever went to bad ones. The first time I went was on Baltimore Street because the psychopathic, sociopathic, I hope he's watching, fuck you,
I'm sure he is, Brandon.
guy who people mistake for me all the time.
Ben Shapiro.
he took me and my college friends. It was one of my college friends.
Where are you saying there's someone else who looks like you?
Pretty Jewish.
Wow.
Yeah. It pissed me off that they would mistake me for him because he's a real piece of shit.
Greg.
If he were blonde. And so it was my friend's 18th birthday in college, and she wanted to go to a strip club.
Ooh.
And we were still associating with this dumb piece of shit. And he was like, "Oh, I got the hookup. I can take care of you." So we listen to him. We go down. We park. He takes us to the fucking seediest strip club on Baltimore Street.
On the block.
On the block.
The 400 block.
No,
I've heard of this.
You can see like the dead,
sex.
The dead, lifeless, like heroined up eyes of the strippers.
Baby mamas.
Were their pussies like dusty or something? I don't know.
No, only with glitter. Dusty with glitter. But it was so bad. It was depressing. Mm-hmm. And then we went to the one next door, and there was a pregnant lady on stage.
Yeah. I've seen that one time.
Oh,
It was rough.
Yeah. What color was she? I saw an Asian pregnant stripper in Baltimore, and I was like, what have you been through?
It was a black lady.
Well, I mean,
very nice.
if she was homeless, that would have been like, you would have had to pay her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did. I assumed that.
So I never went to a strip club again.
Strip clubs, you can't go to strip clubs being very female positive. You have to. The whole thing is no, you can't have my money.
Yeah,
they'll come up to you. It's a good practice for life. No, get away from me.
We like to preserve the wage gap here, folks.
I went to a strip club 2 years in a row on Christmas Eve. It was a fantastic time.
Do they have Christmas specials?
Yeah, they all wear elf ears. They have like all you can eat buffets.
How's the food?
It was fucking pretty good.
Yeah, no,
awesome.
I heard good strip club food is good.
Yeah, there was one. I know a guy that owns a strip club, and one time I met my buddy there. Me, my brother. I probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
Me and some friends. We all went there. All right, we're gonna skip that one. We're all having a good time. Nothing bad happened.
I'll be Chris for a second. I'm gonna do Chris bits.
All right,
Chris bits.
How about this? Where do they go? Buy one, get one. Yeah, I better. Is this a Chris bit, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm only gonna do the ones that bomb. Like, how about this?
Really?
Fish is wood.
he stuck by that one for a while.
Fish is wood.
He really stood by that.
Because it's got a grain.
It looks grainy. He's saying that like the meat looks like wood, and so he just kept saying fish is wood.
What
Let's
about
see.
wood is fish?
Absolutely not.
How about this? You guys heard
so
of?
You're not a comedic genius like Chris. It's fish is wood.
You guys heard of dad jokes?
Yes, I've heard.
But I was thinking about granddad jokes.
Whoa, N-word.
Yeah, it was basically that. I was like, my hips. Have you seen my dentures?
Have you seen this?
Yeah.
Have you heard about this?
Have you know about this? You heard about this?
Have you heard about this?
I killed a guy once.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot of talk about like Japs and Filipinos in World War II or something.
Those gooks.
My grandpa, every time I see him, he asks. He has a book of limericks. Do you know what a limerick is?
Yeah.
He has a book of limericks, and he's like, "How's your comedy going?" I'll be like, just trying. He's like, "It's because you haven't taken my book of limericks yet." Like, I don't know what your fucking limericks.
It's like, when I was a wee lad,
Yeah, Sally Sue went into the zoo. She got fucked by a tutu, a cuckoo, whatever. I don't want to. That's what they are. They're like a little. It's like 3 little rhymes, and then somebody gets fucked.
How about this? Sally Sue went to the zoo, and she said, "In World War II, my pussy looked like a shoe." I don't know. Is that good? I don't know. Is that poetic?
It's a fantastic limerick. You got to take that to poem night. That'd be a fun bit online.
I kind of want to do like poetry.
Dirty poetry.
Dirty poetry. Because like it would be
bits in there.
It would be like a homage to Gilbert Gottfried because he would just do like street jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite jokes to tell people. Are Gilbert Gottfried jokes. I told the man walks into a bank today. It was fantastic. Do you know this one?
No. Well, actually, I do know this one.
It's like
there's a couple.
He asked for a fucking open a fucking bank account. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Oh boy,
we said that the other day.
Oh, I just remembered one. I heard Cypher Sounds did this joke. Yeah, I'm on Indian Tinder now. It's Tinderlinda. Tinderlinda.
I'm sure the act out saved it.
The act out that no one could see.
Yes, the improv.
Wait. Can we do our takes on street jokes?
Yes.
How about this? You guys heard the joke? I've heard that. I've heard this at Magoobies. I've heard it everywhere. It goes, "Hey, I'm a bisexual. I buy sex." Right? They say that. You know what I mean? Like no one's thought of this yet. Yeah. Right. So my thing to do is, hey, bisexual in this economy. You know what I mean?
My dad's greatest one he ever had. We're far enough in. I wanted to censor it, but the greatest joke he ever had was like, "I don't care about the LGBT. I accept everyone. I don't care if you're lesbian, gay, black,
Bangladeshi."
That one, yeah, a woman.
Yeah,
I like everybody.
LGBT.
That was a fantastic one.
That's one of the best things from that Ugandan talk show where he goes, LGBTQI. Where is the H?
Where is the H?
For heterosexual, I guess.
They're not in it.
Yeah.
Oh man, I just lost my thought.
Bisexual. Whatever happened to sexual investors?
Sexually.
Yeah. That deserves a throat clear. I think that is a reaction you'll get from me, Brandon.
Sexually wreck you. Hector's anus.
See, it's a bit on its own that I'm bombing.
Yeah. A succulent Chinese meal.
What?
You just all say our favorite memes.
How about this? I got bits. How about this?
You you have fucking 24 bits written.
Well, yeah. I don't know.
What's the white one?
Which white one? Oh, okay, yeah. This is what I was thinking. I was thinking about like this is something that I've been bouncing around my head. It was like, are Australians white?
Yeah.
Because if you go far enough, I feel like if you go far enough south and you sound like that, I don't know. But again, I'm not the arbiter of whiteness.
Yeah, they're white, but they'll never be accepted.
They'll never be accepted. Okay.
It's because of me.
Yeah.
Mo, I feel like this bit would come out better from you, but I'm going to start saying like shooting fish in a bathtub. Because who has a barrel anymore?
Well, it's not bad. I like that.
Okay.
You're getting somewhere there.
Yeah.
You want to hear my bit about E&M and polyamory?
What is that?
I was thinking about this. I was like, hey, E&M and polyamory. Back in my day, we just called it swinging. When everybody had GEDs, now you got a degree and you got to have fucking extra syllable. You know what I mean? Because I was like, fucking shut up and get some pineapple decor, all right?
Slut?
Yeah. Because it's sort of like, back in the day when everybody was illiterate, they just called it swinging. Yeah. Now you got a master's degree in fucking sexology or something. That's a real field, a sexology. You can be a sexologist. I wonder if there's like any like virgin sexologist, you know? It is.
They're like drug dealers. They don't take it. They only sell it. It's like, I want to truly master this.
Huh. You can't get high off your own supply, you know?
Exactly. Sexologist who doesn't jerk off.
Yeah.
He's like, I just don't want to get tempted.
He's a bit of an edgelord, if you know what I mean.
Huh. Mormons. Did you have any Mormons in your school?
Hold up.
Yeah. I actually did.
Virgin sexologist. Likely refers to, this is AI, refers to the sexologist featured on Channel 4 reality show Virgin Island.
Virgin Island? What is that? The open mic comedy scene? What is that? My house? Welcome to the Isle of Virginity. We have never seen a vagina. I don't know. See, we're riffing. We're riffing, guys.
The island of virginity.
Well, whoa. Could I do
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Well, could I do the joke that you joked to your coworker earlier?
Yes,
about this. But you guys know about this, right? A lot of people are like, hey, there's blue collar crimes and then there's white collar crimes, right? But I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not even dressed for any of my crimes. Piracy, you know what I mean? Booty banditry.
Plagiarism.
Yeah, plagiarism. You don't have to have clothes. You don't have to have clothes for that.
I wait for him to ask, like, what are your crimes? I said plagiarism.
Yeah.
You gotta wait for him to ask.
Honestly, that's a good technical joke. That is a good technical joke. What else?
That is fun.
Saying a good technical joke isn't an insult. I mean, it means it's fucking well structured. You know what I mean? Little do you fucking guys know up there. Never mind.
Those are probably all comics. It's
all
like
comics.
the Louis show.
The Louis show.
Yeah. Went to Harrisburg Comedy Zone. I walked in. I just see 150 comedians watching Louis. I think that's so funny because Louis, like, he'll talk like, he's like, I go down to the clubs. I want to kind of get to know everybody, like, see what all these different people think. He's just performing to, like, all the comedians of every area.
Hold on, how many was the audience was mostly comedians?
Yeah,
I recognize half the audience.
Well, because he's like it's like performing for regular people is so much different than performing for like comedy fans and comedians. You know what I mean? Because, and not to sound gay or whatever, because like there's like surface level humor, and then this sounds so but there's like some depth that comedy fans, because if you're listening to comedy podcasts, you might appreciate like what they're doing up there more than a regular comedy guy. You know what I mean?
Or a regular person.
A regular person.
It blows my mind that is never the people that go to comedy shows. Like the people that go to the showcases, it'll always just be some like couple on a date. Yeah. They're not the big comedy people. Like they know Bill Cosby, but they don't fucking.
You ever run into an ex at a comedy show you were on?
No. I've never dated in my life, actually. I've never been in a relationship.
I'm a virgin scientist.
I heard you were a female comedian.
I'm a female comedian.
He's the first female comedian.
Yeah, actually, the Happy Podcast, they support a lot of female comedians. We have a recurring. You know,
we try to have one a week.
Yeah, we're a co-host.
This week bombs and I might lose my dick.
Yeah, we're gonna cut Brandon's balls off.
that would be stealing from Jeff, though. You know what I mean?
Oh shit!
Oh man!
Oh jeez!
Damn! You remember I told you that I went on that date and I told her about the podcast?
Oh no!
I saw her again, and she said she listened, and she was like, "Hey, this guy."
Get away from them! They're mean to you.
They're kind of misogynistic.
Yeah.
And I was like,
wait, what kind of women do you date, Brandon? I don't know.
I have a very bad picker.
Who's your picker?
Me.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Toxic, not
God,
white
reminds
women.
Reminds me of somebody else on this podcast.
Toxic white women?
No, but
not you.
I've just recently realized that when I get butterflies in my stomach, this is not going to be funny.
It's like, I wonder if this woman can abuse me.
Yeah, it's a fight or flight response. It is.
Maybe if I get closer, she can hurt me. That's perfect.
Yeah, no. And I said that to this woman. Yeah, and she was like, okay.
I don't know. I'm kind of jealous of Chris because my lady friend will listen to every single podcast and she's like excited when it comes out. Chris's doesn't give a fuck about it. No. She's like, oh, that gay thing he does. I think it's stupid.
Yeah. The show. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But
MLB the show.
Speaking of Jake Charma.
Jake Charmas.
No, I was speaking to your lady friend today, and we brought up.
Yeah, you guys were both trying to figure out how to get a job or something.
Hey, is anybody hiring?
They're having a real meeting of the minds.
Yeah.
Meeting of the mind, yes.
We're both terribly unemployed.
Jake's unemployed?
No, his lady friend.
Oh, no. Jake is very hireable. And so is your lady friend. You know what I mean?
I know.
She's got a fucking degree and stuff.
I know.
You know that?
I don't.
She should do female comedy with me.
She should become a comedian. Yes.
You guys still like bits?
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
You're a big fan of bits?
I wish I had my phone. I want to show you some bits. I hate recording with my phone. Brandon,
You want to start doing it with my phone?
We got to start going with your phone.
All right.
Because that way I can look up bits. I have no topics. I'll just sit over here and blank out. I need to find some
I have
stuff.
topics for you.
What do you got? Rattle them off.
Well,
where are we at?
We are at
I got you.
45.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that flew by.
Can you check to see if that's filming?
It was last I checked, but Diddy? Diddy's always a topic.
Kanye West, you're right.
Yes, Diddy, Kanye West.
Diddy and Kanye West. I don't really follow it, but I always feel like it's a distraction for something even gayer happening.
I think I have the ultimate conspiracy theory about that of why Shane Gillis's cancellation was so big. He said this one time, but he's like, "Yeah, I got canceled right when the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing was popping off."
Yeah,
and so they just like distracted everybody by freaking out about this guy going like, "Oh, neuters."
Yeah.
It's like it didn't even fucking matter.
But his cancellation didn't even make any sense because like he was making fun of people who
made fun of him.
Yeah, who were the actual bad guys or whatever. And if you'd actually listened, you had some context.
They could have listened for 20 more minutes and got something good.
Context.
They picked the dumbest fucking thing. That's probably why they did it, because it's more like people will think about it more and distract them more.
Distractions. Like I've been doing this in my set. I was like, hey, look over there.
Yeah. I did that the other day when a fire truck was coming back. I was fucking crushing at a don't tell, and I was like, holy shit, look, a fire truck. And everybody turned. That was a lot of fun.
That's when you know you have a crowd for like normal people. You know what I mean?
What?
when they turn.
Oh, they're all autistic?
You know, yeah. And then like, because when you have a crowd full of like just people there for like the comedy or whatever, they don't turn.
The enamored look on their face.
One time,
they completely fucked up my set too. It's like they all turned back around and like, all right. And they were completely reset.
And then you should have just been like, pull out your phone.
Pull out your phone. Phone me to Happy Pod.
You know what was funny? So on Friday there was a semi-gay club, semi-gay bar that had a back room.
Harm City Comedy.
Harm City Comedy. Yes, anal harm. But rectal harm City Comedy actually.
Harm comedy.
But so I was doing jokes, and then the lady's like, "Well, didn't you say you were working for this guy and then dating?" I was like, "No, these are jokes. I'm lying up here." She was like doing the math of my joke. I'm like, and then I had to take a pause. Like, disclaimer: everything I'm saying up here is bits and lies. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I was like, "Oh, okay. I guess I'm on."
And you're like, "I'm a virgin."
That happened in my last relationship. It kind of fucked things up because she thought the things that I was saying were true.
Yeah. You know what I should have said? Because there were a lot of big titty women there. I should be like, I've never seen breasts. And then,
whoa.
Yeah, hell yeah. You know what I find funny with women who have large breasts? They're also friends with other women who have large breasts.
Really?
Yeah. It was a table full of them.
That's neat. I saw a woman's breast this weekend.
Bras.
Yeah, you think they share, but they come in different shapes.
They share? Hey, do you want some?
Yes.
Damn, son.
I completely forgot what I was going to say.
I've got another topic.
What's the topic?
This might be an old one, but did you guys hear about the patent out for Apple AirPods that scan your brain?
No.
Really?
No.
So
how do they scan your brain?
There's a patent.
This is like the Sam Hyde thing. All right, I'm gonna make myself retarded.
No. They basically scan your thoughts, and there's a patent out for it. Not a Google, not an article, not clickbait, not hey, I heard a thing about. It's like this is exactly how this is designed. We're patenting this. We're going to start mind reading, motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's probably safe.
But like, didn't AirPods already do that? Because like you put in AirPods and you're like, gay. That's what. That's what he's thinking. He's thinking about cocks and balls in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Every time I put in my AirPods, I think about fucking a dude. Patents are getting out of control.
I saw a post online from a local comedian. It went. Isn't it funny in the year 2025, the best insult we can come up with is calling another guy gay? And I was like,
fag.
Mark, I don't know.
I didn't mean that. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
That's completely uncalled for.
Bombing the fag.
I don't know. Like, if I look at the Neuralink thing, the Elon Musk thing, where they have the guy in the wheelchair, he can play the video game like better than with a controller. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like that's just going to become like guys playing Dungeons and Dragons like 200 times faster. That's what it's going to evolve into.
Have you watched
just
VR porn?
Yes.
Yeah, he has a VR headset
right there. When I got that VR headset, I invited like 10 of my friends over. We were all in my parents' basement. Like my dad walks in, like, "What are you guys doing?" It's like, "Oh, we're playing this game."
And the game was just like that. You know what I mean?
Nothing.
Yeah. One buddy's just bent over.
Yeah. Imagine that VR porn plugged into your brain.
No, but it is pretty neat. A lot of like paralyzed people are like
watching VR porn.
Well, what's happening is some people
They feel included.
Some people are gaining back their like eyesight and shit and sense of smell. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, that fucking. I agree. It is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of the old Musk man. I like Mars. Mars is my favorite thing. I've had an Elon Musk quote in my office for like 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So before he was ever into politics and everything, it's like a spaceship going to Mars. Followed by like believe in things even if you yada yada. It's getting awkward in the office
because on Mars no one can hear you being gay.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's really why he wants to go.
Yeah,
it's to suppress all his gay. He wants them to stop being suppressed by all the Apple AirPods. He wants to just go full Super Saiyan. Oh yeah,
that's pretty neat.
Yeah,
with his
that's me bombing.
Mind control, remote control penis.
Yeah,
mind control. Nice. You guys want more bits?
Yeah, give us a topic. Give us something to roll off of.
How about this? You guys heard of the movie The Mask?
Yes.
Yes.
You know, it's funny. It's an African mask, right?
Yeah.
But it turns him green. But I feel like it would be more topical if you put on the African mask and just turn Nigerian. You know what I mean? It was like, I don't know. This was the 90s. I'm surprised they didn't do that, right?
That is surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
that
actually. Yeah, they say. Yeah, they did say it was African, but it was of Loki, and Loki was Norse.
He's a Norse guy. Yeah. How did he end up there?
Yeah. What the fuck?
He was doing green face in Africa.
because the African god that's equivalent to Loki is the spider god, Anansi.
Yeah.
So
we're a mythology podcast.
How do you know he's similar? The version, they have different versions.
Okay, so gods of chaos and trickery.
Oh, okay.
Loki is that, and Anansi is the equivalent. Oh, if you start,
I'm too racist tonight.
Yeah.
I'm a big old Oh, you want to get me on a goddamn tangent? I am a mythology.
You gotta tell it. Are you coming to the 4th of July? Bailey's having another party.
Oh,
he told me to invite you.
I might.
Yeah,
because there's nothing happening. Well, on
I am down for some redneck shit.
Hell yeah, it'll be perfect. We can all black out again. What happened after the last one of those parties? I stopped drinking for a month.
Half a month.
3 weeks. It's 3 weeks. I said I can handle this.
Yeah,
I haven't been drinking much at all.
And this time I'll stay.
Well, the thing about like dating and stuff, like you have. I'm a pretty healthy guy, but every time you go out on dates, you have to like drink something or like get stuff with like bread and just like sugar, and it just ruins your sleep schedule. It's not a bit.
I don't think that at all. I love going out to eat. I hate fucking cooking.
It's not so much that I don't like going out to eat because it's like people come to serve you and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, why are we doing this?
If it's nice, it's nice. Yeah. If it's bad, it's horrible. If you go to a bad place, it's fucking
bad poke today.
Bad poke?
I won't eat that shit.
You don't like sushi?
No,
the poke bowl.
Poke bowls is just sushi in a bowl.
Yeah, I know it looks nasty.
But if the fish is,
is it raw? I don't eat raw fish.
It's raw fish.
Yeah.
No,
well, you can have stuff that's not raw. You can just have like a salad because it would just be a salad.
Fuck that.
Somebody put garlic powder on the salmon, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" It was terrible. Garlic powder on raw salmon.
Where was this?
I went to a Carrabba's the other day. It was the worst fucking thing I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
The waiter came up to me and he had I like Diet Pepsi, and I was eating my food and he brought me another Pepsi and he held it up that's my plate. These are my hands eating, and he held it up to me, and I had to drop my food and grab it and say, "Oh, thank you."
Yeah. Yeah, because if you work at Carrabba's, you hate yourself.
Yeah, especially everybody
Chili's, there. Or an Outback. If you're above 25 and you work at any of those restaurants,
they were all 40 at least. They were all at least 40.
Where did that go wrong?
And you feel bad. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
I don't tip less than 20% ever.
What could I ask? What ethnicity were they?
They were the African goddess of autism.
Interesting.
Yes.
There were spiders? Okay.
Yeah.
I always
Your
like
Honor.
that bit. You ever heard of like oh, you're a homophobe? That means you secretly want to fuck men? But it's like that doesn't hold up for any other fears. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're an arachnophobe? That means you want to fuck spiders? I'm like, what the hell? Like, you're like, oh no, I'm a claustrophobe. I don't want to get fucked by an elevator. What the hell?
Yeah, why is it only big trucks that you have a small penis? Why isn't it if you have a little car you got a big dick?
I have a Honda Fit.
Yeah. It's a wide car. Big stance on that bad boy. Oh yeah. It's a very rock climbing car.
It is.
That fits you.
It does.
You can fold. I've always wanted a Honda Fit because you can just fold all the seats down and just like chill there.
Oh yeah, no, I've slept in that thing a fuckload.
It's like a minivan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I fit an 8-foot flat top rail, 2 ramps, all my climbing gear, 3 boards, and a whole pack out in there before.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I slept in my Focus one time.
that must have sucked.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah, I put the chairs down, the seats down, and there was a hook. I put the hook on and hooked around a hammock inside from front to back of my Honda Fit.
Did you ever drink and drive when you drank?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Drinking and driving.
Did you have the Honda Fit?
2013. I got it in 2016.
You got to do it.
Yeah.
When did you stop drinking?
5 years ago.
5 years ago?
Did you ever get a DUI?
I made it out of drinking without a DUI, baby.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's the hope.
Yeah.
A Dewey.
Yeah.
That is funny.
I definitely did it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I got home and I was like, oh my God, how's my car still alive? Like, I came to in my parking, in my like parking spot. I'm like, oh God, what did I just do? Who did I just kill?
I remember when I was like 17. We weren't coming far, and it was like right down the road. And my buddy was driving, my neighbor, and we get to his house. It was like 5. It's still light out, and his mom walks out the door right when we're getting there, and he opened the door and puked out of it. And his mom's like, "Real nice, you fucking asshole."
Is Wits happening tonight?
I don't know.
Are you hosting?
No, it's Roberto did it.
Damn.
He never posts a story. I can never tell.
Oh, I've got not a bit, but there's some bit to be had here because
bot.
It's a bot.
It's a bot.
It's a bot bit.
Bot bit.
But it's a mythology thing that I thought of. There's this Inuit god of. Can you say Inuit anymore?
Inuit?
Yeah, is
That's-
that politically in?
Well, the politically incorrect term, I guess, would be Eskimos because they're not all Eskimo.
Oh, they're not different things?
They're
Wait, so Eskimo is politically incorrect, and Inuit just sounds hateful.
Yeah.
It does sound like idiot.
Yeah, but
Idiot, get the fuck out of the snow, you dumbass.
the Inuit. So the Inuit tribes have this god, a god of tickling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not kidding. It's a god of tickle who comes and tickles you to death.
Wow.
Yeah. You know the god's name?
Rapey.
This is
Bill Cosby.
The diddler. Yeah.
the diddler. It's those are better than the actual name. Mahaha.
Tee.
I'm going to Mahaha.
Yeah.
It's like Brad Wenzel has a great joke. He's like people come to a comedy show and they're like, make me laugh. Like their expectation is make me laugh. He's like, nah, you're thinking of tickling.
I always wonder, like, this is kind of a bit, was like, they say like laughter is the best medicine, right? But what if it really was, and you had like some serious disease? It'd have to strap you down, just tickle the shit out of you. You know what I mean? Like you get it. Okay. I think there's something there. I don't know.
Lung cancer.
I can't. There was a really good bit about that, but that we did on some of the funniest bits we've ever done were on car rides. The unfortunate
100%.
The unfortunate part is that we can't do them on the pod. So.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that email thing was the funniest thing I think I've ever witnessed.
I think the best bits that I've had on cars you were there.
Yeah,
you were there, and it was just like
those are the funniest things.
My top 3 bits with.
We got to do that more.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta do road.
Let's go to like Philly or something. We need a long car ride.
Yeah. 2 hours to Philly,
Yeah.
I have some family there. I want to curse them out because they're bad people. Well, they're extended family.
Only because they went to Philly.
Yeah. and it's kind of fitting how like Philly has a reputation of just being assholes, and I'm like, this is just how you guys moved here. That's
they might be assholes because of the one-way streets.
There's only one-way streets in Philly. I didn't know that.
There's a fuckload and a half of one. It's like every other street is a one-way street. So like there'll be like 12 one-way streets in a row, back to back to back, and then the opposite grid direction, and you'll miss a turn, and then you'll have to go one way, a long ass way, to get to the other one.
Is there space to do a U-turn?
Up a one way?
Well, couldn't you just like do like a weird? I don't know. I can't make this one.
Everything's a one way. Doing a U-turn anywhere.
Doing it like if you miss a turn, I don't know. I guess this is my Asian driver instinct showing. Just doing a U-turn in the middle of a one way.
I'm thinking about moving to Philly. I think that'd be the next fitting spot.
Move to Philly and then say something controversial in a podcast while the next Epstein comes out.
Exactly.
That's how you get on SNL.
Yeah, well, Diddy's in the news.
Yeah. Hey, where are all the celebrities going these days?
I think Philly is perfect because Philly is connected to New York. How Baltimore's connected to D.C.
Well, a lot of people
like New York, you can actually make it.
Well, a lot of people are moving out of New York now, so you might be onto something.
I think
I'm ready for Philly.
I think I don't know.
It's still not expensive like New York.
Yeah.
No, but
you could live with my cousins. They smell kind of weird, so but I mean you'd have to deal with that.
I bought a mattress from Indian people one time.
I imagine.
Old move.
Yeah.
I think you might be right.
The apartment I moved into, I had to like leave an ozone machine in there for like days, and I just gave up. I was like, fuck it. The funniest thing was like the guy wasn't even Indian; he was white. I was like, anybody?
He was like Greg though.
Yeah.
One of those smelly whites.
No, he had an Indian wife. Well, this is a true story. I kind of want to go off on the previous homeowner, apartment owner, or whatever. But I was like, but then my neighbor told me like a crane fell on his daughter and killed him. So I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's not funny. But it's like now I just whenever I go off, I have to think about that. I was like, yeah, he's probably a good guy.
He's probably a good guy.
I mean, like when I came here, my house flooded.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody died in 9/11. Yeah. All their family are great people.
Yeah. That's what they don't mention. Some people who died in 9/11 were real jerks. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Real assholes. Documentary idea. Find all the assholes and do a backstory on all of them.
Yeah, like
I wouldn't do that. This guy was actually a dick.
Yeah.
I like to think. So this is a bit. I don't know where we're at, but I want to do this bit about like. So you know, like I have a theory that like if you're 2,000 feet above sea level or 2,000 feet below sea level, all sexuality dissolves, and I think that's why like the people who were on the planes, it was like the pilot came like, we're gonna crash into the towers if no one blows me. You know what I mean? And then everyone in the passenger's like, I'm not gonna blow him. You gonna blow him? And then he's like, time's ticking. And then that's how it happened. All right. Jesus. But you see where it's going. You see where it's.
Oh my God. No, I just thought about this, not as a bit, but like you realize the national tragedies happen. Large swaths of people die. What if there is like a serial murderer who died in one of these large tragedies? And that's why there's still cold cases.
Every once in a while, a drunk driver hits a murderer. Yeah. it's all
God's
perfect.
work.
Yeah.
That's his plan. Yeah.
Right. This has been an hour.
That's been an hour. That's pretty fun. Hey, listen.
What time do you have to be at M8?
It starts at 7:30, but can we do plugs?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, how about this? I have a formerly secret podcast, but it won't be secret anymore. It's called Bits. And you can find it at MoBits LOL on YouTube. And it's also on Instagram. So do that.
You're doing really good for just starting out with the pod.
Yeah,
You're good at promoting all this stuff.
Well, because like what I like is that like they'll listen to your podcast for like 57 minutes, and then my podcast only.
It's like a minute.
Yeah, my podcast. Hey, listen, my podcast you get a lot of value. It's 2 to 3 minutes, and then
you probably get more listening than I do because I feel like everybody will listen to yours.
Well, because what it is like you mentioned it earlier on the last show. As I was like on an hour-long podcast, people just tune in for 2 minutes. Yeah. There's the thing that people tune in for 2 minutes on my podcast. It's the whole podcast.
Dude, I've been sharing it.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, because it's good.
Well, thank you, bro. And also, I do take guests on it, but it completely. But you
can make a Patreon where you do another episode for a minute.
Yeah. No, but it's like if you'd like to come on, it's like kind of anonymous. No one will know who you are. Which how do you wink? This is a wink, right? Oh, that one. Okay. No one will know who you are. You can do secret bits that you don't want to do on stage, or accents. You know.
I think the problem is they'll know that it's me.
Or
the bits will be terrible.
That's ridiculous.
There's run-ons with no punchlines.
Yes.
Like, I wonder who that could be.
But yeah, bits, commas, and exclamation marks. And that's all the plugs I got.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we said August, didn't we?
I don't know.
Come on, we gotta start. We gotta put posters, flyers.
We'll figure it out. You're not gonna sell tickets from a podcast.
Yeah.
Unless this is blowing up. We're gonna do a show at Zissimo's at some time. Happy podcast.
You got to show feet and touch tips.
Exactly. Yeah, the socks off show. All right.
I'm
places this weekend. Goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.